Metatalks continues with Alachia and Azyxa. Today's date is Thursday, November 14th, 2013, and this is episode 26. Hurfstone. Hurfstone. Because it's all about the Hurfstone. And Mommy doesn't have to be beta anymore.
You're finally in.
I'm finally in beta. Whoa!
Yep.
I'm so excited. I've been so bitter because I didn't get into beta. The funny thing is I didn't even want to play until I couldn't get into beta. And then all of a sudden I was like, I really want to play this game. But I actually started to play a little bit of the tutorial when you were. And I have to say I was pretty hesitant to actually get into the game because I kind of, I'm very anti-Blizzard, as everyone knows. And
well, that and the intro is really, it's kind of cheesy and watered down.
Well, I had just been learning Magic, and then so I started this, and then you start off with the most basic of basics, and so I thought that was the game.
Yeah, you go from the complexity of Magic to like they're just feeding you the cards.
Yeah, and there's no tapping of the mana. They're just basically this card attacks this card. I thought it was just all creatures at first, because of the tutorial. And then as it went on, I started watching you play on the big screen, and we had it up on the big screen, and then I've been watching you play, I guess, arenas and battles against other people, and then we watched actually watched a couple ones online, and then we watched the tournament, the Invitational from BlizzCon. It was very exciting.
It was fun. It was good.
Yeah,
really
so the complexity is definitely there that I didn't think was before, and so I really, after BlizzCon, I wanted to play it really, really bad, and it was really very bitter that I did not have a beta yet, and
yeah, even though they were going to open it supposedly at the end of the month.
I would just have been no, I'm not going to play it, just because that's how stubborn I am. I'll just be
yeah.
No.
And apparently they sent me a second key, well, not a second key, but my first key was from a Facebook competition. And then my second one, I don't know if this is what the opt-in says, but apparently I went back and read it, and they were thanking me for trying the BattleNet launcher. They're like, here, we figured you might want to get into Hearthstone since you've been trying our BattleNet launcher. You're beta testing it. I was like, okay.
Okay! Beta key before the end of the month so I can play it. Now I have to be bitter.
Nope. You can actually play.
Because that's how it works in my mentally effed up head. So
Blizzard hater.
Blizzard hater. So I actually installed the game, and I went through the tutorial, and I beat everyone.
Yep.
And then I played my first opponent, where it randomly generates a player from somewhere around the world, I guess. Or is it only from the United States? Or
I don't know.
Americas and South America, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know if I know EU is separate, but I don't think you get to play the EU people. I think there's always that divide.
Yeah. So whoever, somewhere random in this continent,
yes,
I played a warrior and I kicked his ass, and then I played a druid after that and he kicked my ass.
Yes, hardcore.
And then I played a hunter and he really kicked my ass.
Well, no, you won.
No. The druid pwned me, with all the spell damage.
Yeah. And
then the hunter kept using his, he had these massive 9/9 creatures, 8/8 creatures.
Yeah, later in the game.
And all I had was a starter deck.
Yeah,
whatever comes standard, straight out of the tutorial is all I had.
Yeah, you had the wizard, you had the mage, and you changed not one card, and you went through, and you did really well.
But on the fourth game that I played a druid again, and it was getting to the pure ponage. He was throwing out all these what the fuck cards, and I was just I was like, oh god, I'm just basically just throwing up these little weenies.
You're just throwing up walls.
Throwing up little weenie walls to try to block them, and then finally towards the end, he just used one of his greater heals. I don't know what are they called? The
Innervate, maybe.
Eight.
Yeah, plus 8. I think it's
8
Innervate.
HP back.
For druid.
And so I top decked. I was like, arcane missile, and I had 2 arcane mages out that do +1 damage. Dalaran mages. Dalaran mages.
Plus 1 spell attack each.
So +1 spell attack. So that was 5 total damage, and
yeah, you got totally lucky, and you wiped out all of his creatures with 5 totally random arcane missiles. Killed one of his taunt guys, and then you just turned around and attacked.
Yeah, I turned around that game. I love games like that where you just turn it around. Where you're like, "There's no way I'm possibly gonna win this. No effing way." And then something happens. You're like, "Oh wow."
You had 2 turns of just all out attacking to his face, and you had a Wind Fury Force 5.
Yep.
Which got 8 damage a turn. So yeah, he went down.
That was fun.
It was awesome. And then you got 2 packs.
Yep, got 2 packs. So I bought one, and they gave you one.
Yeah.
So I didn't buy one with the money. I bought it with the money I won.
Gold.
Yeah, with the gold you win from playing the game.
Yeah.
So that's my little noob adventure in Hearthstone, which I'm really excited about. But
Noob adventure.
You've actually like been playing, and you've been doing arenas and all that stuff. So I've unlocked only 3 class. Well, I unlocked the hunter, I unlocked the warrior, I unlocked the druid, and I have the mage everyone gets. And I only have whatever the most basic cards are. Have you unlocked everything?
I haven't unlocked every card for some of the classes like druid, hunter, and shaman, because those are my 3 least favorite. I don't like hippie classes, so
that's ironic.
It is ironic. But no, I don't really enjoy playing them. I don't like the style of play, so I don't think I played them enough to unlock every basic card. But for all the other classes, yeah, they're pretty high level, and I would say my best is the priest, and then warrior and mage is very good. But yeah, I think I'm gold 3-star.
What does that mean?
There's like rankings under play mode where you go from like, it might be copper or bronze, and then like you go to silver, and then you go to gold.
Oh, kind of like StarCraft.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I was trying to like desperately to get the platinum 1-star, but I just haven't made it there yet. And I heard it was easier as soon as it went, right after they did the wipe. But now it's probably more difficult as they have more people in and people are getting better.
Yeah, and the wipe is when they reset the game in beta.
It's still in beta, but yeah, they did a complete card wipe for everyone because they had to do a rebalancing because the rogue was totally broken and there were some other issues. So, but they are no longer going to do a wipe, and so everyone that's playing in the closed beta get to keep their cards, which is awesome.
That is awesome.
And everyone else is pissed off that didn't get into the closed beta. Well, it's funny because I was just,
I would be too, because at this point so many people are in closed beta.
It was about 1 million.
Yeah.
So I think there's about 1 million in there. And what's different from like this closed beta versus, like the World of Warcraft or Diablo closed betas is that, one, you can't talk about the other closed betas because you have an NDA if you're in the friends and family.
Mm-hmm.
And so because there's the NDA, you can't be showing all this stuff online. But like for Hearthstone, you have everyone streaming everything.
Yep.
They're just watching these streams of people play drooling. They see it on BlizzCon. They're like, I want in the game.
Yeah. And not only that, but it really does matter that you're in the game longer because like I just saw, yes, I do have a fair shot against other people probably about my same level.
Yeah.
But you can only get better. I mean, you have to meet a level of card advantage before you start playing competitively again. You know what I mean? Like you have to. It's sort of like if you were to start a level 1 character, right, and you go against another level 1 character, it's fine. But
unless that character has like
yes.
heirlooms or something.
Yeah, exactly. Well, exactly, and that's what it is. Is like someone could be of your same level, but played like a lot longer in the game, and it matters. In this case, it's kind of similar in which, you have a ton more powerful cards. I mean, there are just cards that I saw come out of these players that I'm like, holy. Yeah. How do I get that card? Because that is amazing. And then those are things you get when the more you play, the more cards you unlock.
Yeah, you unlock cards as you like level up your class, and that's important. You want all the basic cards, otherwise you can't make a very efficient deck.
And how long does it take to unlock all the basic cards?
I don't know. You can do it within a week for sure. It depends. I mean, you can probably do it within a day if you played all day. Mm-hmm. But you want to unlock all the basic cards, otherwise you're going to be like missing. There's going to be gaps in your deck in terms of like defense, offense. Effective response to certain cards. But then, it definitely helps to get legendary cards and epic cards. They're not going to make a deck, but they're definitely game changers when they come out. I mean, and it is random, because you can only have 1 legendary in a deck versus the 2 of anything else you can have in a deck. So it's not like you can really count on them, but it's nice when they come out. And there's the whole fact that people are just gaining experience playing. I mean, there's a learning curve for sure.
That's the thing. Even if you what I was saying was he was just saying you really need to just go play the computer for a while because you need to pull out you need to unlock a lot of cards to be able to play these people.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was like, yeah, you're probably right. But it wasn't like it was a loss going in with disadvantage either, because it is kind of interesting to go ahead and see what people start to get a feel for what the strategy is for a lot of these classes and other people. And plus, I've always liked PvP in a way. I've always liked to play against other players because of the dynamic nature, which, a human factor, always puts in. I will go back and play the computer now to unlock the cards.
Well, actually, no. You can play people to unlock the cards. Like you're going to get experience for losing, but you're not going to get as much. And if you defeat a particular class, like you saw, you unlock them.
Mm-hmm.
So you really never have to play the practice mode, but you'll probably get experience faster.
Yeah.
So it's up to you though.
Well, which is going to get me the cards faster?
Yes.
Which one? Playing the computer?
Playing the computer probably.
So I'll probably do a balance of the two, just because I want to keep competing against other people, just so that I'm constantly aware of like what the range is for the play level, and then play the computer. Yeah, because it's like people who used to play SE2, or not SE2, SE1 against the computer, and then they would go against an opponent for the first time and get their ass creamed because
it was a huge
huge difference in terms of like what you can expect from the computer AI or whatever and like a human. So
yeah, and you learn way faster against the human.
Ooh, what's that?
Daisy senses evil. Get him.
Once again, sensing evil.
Get him.
She is always. Sorry. She always gets really anxious when someone's at the door. She's like our little guard dog.
She is.
Like the rabbit of something Monty
Python rabbit guarding the cave.
I don't watch Monty Python, but it was a reference. Okay, anyways, back to Hearthstone. In terms of gameplay, the longevity of this seems like it could go on for a while, especially with them introducing mobile apps come May or June of next year. It's really exciting to me because it is something that I can see, like it's just easy. You queue it up, you just start going. I can see it getting a little frustrating.
Why so?
Well, I mean, you're gonna hit a wall at some point. You know what I mean? Like you said, as you played more, you eventually hit players that were extremely difficult to go against, right? And so you will hit a wall at some point.
I keep winning.
Oh, my bad. Were you in that top 50 list of Hearthstone players?
Yeah, didn't you see my name?
Oh, yeah, I think I missed it.
I think it was somewhere near the top. No, I just wasn't playing enough to get that high. Obviously, there's people way better than I am, but yeah, I win quite a bit. I just don't play as often. So, but like I will hit a wall, and I'm sure like a lot of people are going to hit a wall with different skill levels. The nice thing with that though is you can go into arena, where it kind of levels the playing field because you have to make a deck out of like 30 cards at random. Mm-hmm. Like you're shown 3 cards, you have to choose one. You're shown 3 cards, you have to choose one.
It's kind of like Magic with drafting. It kind of evens the playing field.
Yeah, and even your class is random. It's just 3 random classes. You have to choose one. So like I keep getting screwed. I'm getting like Shaman, Hunter, something else that I'm terrible at. And I'm like, oh god, I got to put this together. And I'm like throwing random things in there. I was like, I have no idea what works.
Yeah. For
some of those classes, but it helps because when you're in arena, you're like it's balanced. Like your first game is going to be kind of random, and then the second game you're going to play a person who's either 1-0 or 0-1. Like kind of it's going to try to match up like the skill level, and so it's going to keep matching up the skill level. But it's going to get harder because, I mean, if you went like 6-0, you're going to fight someone else who's gone 6-0, and so they're obviously going to be as skilled or more so than you. So.
Right. And I love it because it's exactly the things that I love about Magic in terms of the way that you have to think about things, like constantly surveying your cards, trying to predict the moves of other people. I love that kind of the strategy involved with always having to decide defensive, offensive. In many ways, it's like a very, very slow turn-based version of PvP in WoW. Like it is, and it really has helped because I do know World of Warcraft, spells. So a lot of this stuff, I'm like, you see it and it's not foreign to me. Yeah. Whereas like Magic cards are all foreign to me because, I've never seen them before. But, if someone says something like, like taunt or they drop a regrowth or, something that's very common to me, Frost Nova or Blizzard or Arcane Missile. I know kind of roughly what those spells do, and Sheep and stuff like Polymorph. Yeah. And so it's kind of neat that I already have that kind of background knowledge of like the cards. So when they come in, like it's not too foreign to me at all, and I grasp it really fast.
Yeah, that part is nice.
Yeah. And it does kind of make me wish that Magic had a really awesome sort of online version like this, because it's just so nice to play in your bed. I mean, like, it is like, I'm lazy, you know, I think a lot of us are. We love to play on the couch or in the bed, you know, not have to be at the computer, and especially because I've had some back issues this past week. I've been kind of bedridden, so it's kind of really nice to be able to play a game like in the bed.
Like chilling in the bed.
And you know, Magic, as much as I love the tactile nature of the cards, it just would be so nice to be able to like play other people and just be able to play like, you know, from your computer and not have to worry about pulling the cards out.
And you can. I mean, you can. We're not saying that like the games do exist, but
Magic Online.
Yeah, Magic Online, like, interface is terrible. And
it's being fixed right now, but
still the interface is terrible. It's ugly. Like, compared to Hearthstone, it looks like it's from...
Yeah, Hearthstone is a well-polished game. I mean, it is a very, very polished game. I mean, almost to the point where it's too polished. Like, to the point where, like, they have everything down. They have a fucking mechanism for every little move. Like, there's a graphic and an animation and a sound for everything, and it drives me crazy. Like, I can't,
every creature has a sound.
Everything has... There's always a freaking...
I hope you like my invention.
You know, like, and so, like, every move is just like adding to the nerd rage when you get pwned, you know, because of the extra graphics of the pwnage and the explosions
and the larger the creature that hits you, the bigger the screen shakes.
Yes, and then when you lose or when you win, like, the whole freaking screen goes.
Yes, and there's like fireworks.
Either victory or like defeat.
Yes.
And like you can't turn off the sound. Like, you can turn off the sound, all of it.
Yeah, you can do music.
Like, I would love to just keep the music because it reminds me a lot of Firefly.
Hey.
And but I don't want the voices because they grate my nerves occasionally. When you're playing other people, it's not as bad as when you're playing the tutorial, but it's still kind of like I wish I had the option to turn that off. You know, and at one point my game glitched and I didn't have any sound, and I was like, it's kind of serene for a while.
No explosions or weird dwarfs.
But then when that like in music kicks on again, you're like, yeah, okay, let's do this, you know. So it does kind of keep you motivated. It's very, very animated. It's very fun. Super, super well done in terms of like making things super easy to get into. They feed you the cards. You don't even have to worry about what you do first. They do it for you.
It's so easy to play. And Magic Online, I mean, just it's like it's out of like, I don't even know, like 2001 or something, and it's never UI
wise, it's just it's ridiculous.
It's never matured, and there are like, you know, Magic 2014 on Steam,
which is nice UI,
which is better. It's nowhere near like as nice as Hearthstone, but like, you know, it doesn't give you the same access to all the cards and stuff. So
I mean, Hearthstone is just a very well polished 2-player game. I mean, just against, you know, other people online in the world, and then to me that's amazing because like, you don't really find that anywhere. I mean, like, I'm trying to think of a game in which you could, like, the only things I could think of are things like Yahoo games, where you could, like, log in and play other, you know, people, like, through their browser and stuff. But, you know, just a 1v1, there's just not there's no game like that exists, really.
You mean like card game?
Anything.
No, there are.
Like what?
What do you mean?
I mean, a casual, simplistic. I'm not talking about, like, you know, League of Legends or first-person shooters or things like that. I'm talking about, you know, sit down and just play a game, whatever it is, whether it be a card game or some sort of drawing game or anything.
I'm sure there's a bunch of stuff on Steam, especially in the indie world.
But I've never really heard of it.
There's just nothing I really play that's, you know, that would be similar to that.
But I find that exciting because I love that aspect. I love the idea of just being able to play one person and just go against them whenever you want to.
And I'm hoping Hexx will be like that.
Hexx is a Kickstarter MMO online game project.
Yeah,
it's more Magic.
It's an MMO TCG. So it's going to be like Magic. There's no offline modes. It's all online. And it plays like Magic. I guess the people who are creating it, some of them used to work at Blizzard, and it's an alpha right now. I just got into the alpha, and I was playing around with it, and definitely has potential. Like, the graphics, I mean, they have the potential to be really cool. The mechanics are very similar to Magic, but the nice thing is they're going to have a PvE version, hence the MMO, where you have sort of like raid decks, sort of like how World of Warcraft used to have their raid decks for their TCG. And so, like, I guess multiple people go up against, like, a raid. And, like, you're using your cards against, like, the raid's cards. And
kind of like Fight the Hydra.
Yeah, kind of like, yeah, probably like that. But yeah, the PvE mode in Hexx is not enabled yet, so we'll see how it goes. And development's slow, but they're getting there.
Yeah. And you know, the thing is that when I see things like Hearthstone, I always think to myself, like, you know, World of Warcraft should really, or Blizzard should really grasp onto their franchise and use that as a great platform. I mean, Heroes of Storm and Hearthstone are really great examples of how they could do that, and I think that they could do the same thing for an awesome, like, you know, pet battling sort of Pokemon system as well.
Yeah.
And I really think they should do things to integrate those characters back into each other's games. Like one of the coolest things is in World of Warcraft now you can actually see NPCs playing Hearthstone.
Yeah, which
and
is awesome.
we thought when we first saw that on Flip's computer, we were like, oh, can you just sit down and start playing? And
yeah, does it launch the game?
Could it launch the game from inside WoW? Because that would be fucking amazing.
Yeah, if you saw a player and they sat down, you're like, the only way you could sit down at the table is if you have Hearthstone.
Right.
And you sit down and challenge like people around you, and someone else could just come sit down.
Kind of like dueling.
That would be awesome.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Or being able to actually gain some really high level or really great or fun cards even. If they wanted to make it more, you know, fair,
from
achievements within World of Warcraft or Diablo
or anything. I hope they do that.
That would be great. Yeah.
Yeah. Or even unlocking like pets or something in Hearthstone. Like if you like get so many wins, if you do so good in like in the arena or something, like you can unlock a pet. Like I really hope they do a lot of cross stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice to see integration from them really like just solidifying their franchise and not deciding to try to branch out and create stuff, but just hone in on the stuff that they already have. And because we're all really cozy with what we have, you know, we're all very familiar with World of Warcraft, StarCraft, and Diablo as a franchise, and so the people who are into that stuff, they're so invested in those characters, in that lore, in those games, that I think it would just be a shame to not utilize that and just sort of like really like pump it up, like in terms of like I would love to see like a special version of a card that you could get in Diablo from beating Diablo 3 in the expansion or something like that.
Yeah, that would be cool. And I have a feeling they're going to do expansions. Like they'll probably do like a StarCraft or Diablo expansion.
In Hearthstone, you mean?
In Hearthstone, and like, you know, have a whole set of cards, and like they have to release the Monk and the Death Knight, I'm assuming, at some point. And so they probably have plans down the road for all this stuff, but it'll be interesting to see what they do.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be very successful. I think it may not hit, you know, the wide variety of people who play, everyone who plays World of Warcraft, but because it's free to play,
there's still going to be so many
there's going to be so many people who are just going to grasp onto this game, especially
as soon as it goes open beta.
Have any TCG experience, you're going to love it, I think.
There's going to be, I don't even know, like millions and millions. There's already 1 million people in closed beta, which is crazy.
Yeah. So I suspect it's going to be pretty huge in the future. It's already huge, actually, if you think about it.
I mean, so many people want to play.
I mean, they were already able to get, you know, a really good showing for the Invitational tournament, and the reaction to the tournament just goes to show you that people were able to follow that game, and after having had very little experience playing it. So that's
so much easier to follow than WoW arenas.
Yes.
Yes.
And Magic tournaments. Yeah.
Yeah, and Magic tournaments. It's more, you know, because Hearthstone's more straightforward.
Exactly, because Hearthstone uses all those graphics.
Yes.
You don't even have to know sometimes what the card says. It does it, and you kind of start to see it.
When everything on the screen explodes.
The big +2, you know, comes out, or the -6, you know, like you're like, okay, that's what that does.
Yeah, because everything is animated, so like you're not, you know, even if you miss the card, well, I'm getting shot in the face by something, so apparently I'm hurt.
So I have to say bravo to Blizzard on this one. So I'm very... stick my foot in my mouth. Y'all like, okay, Blizzard, you did good.
I'm drinking the sauce again.
Damn it! Just when I thought I was off the juice.
You'll never be free.
I'll never be free of Blizzard.
Yes.
So that is kind of our little intro to Blizzard's Hearthstone, and we'll be talking more about that later as well. Again, if you have any questions or comments or anything you want to say about Hearthstone, or any questions you might have, he probably will be able to answer them. He's been playing a lot, and he has a ton of TCG experience. I could try to answer the questions, but you may just get a smart-ass remark. But I'll do it.
It might be worth it, though.
It might be worth it. So you can contact us at metatalkspodcast@gmail.com. I'm at Alachia on Twitter, and you can follow me at Alachia on Facebook. He's at Azyxa on Twitter and everything else as well.
Mm-hmm.
And you can message Daisy as well. No, I'm just kidding. You can, actually, but she's at Daisy Girl on Twitter.
She might not respond.
She might not respond.
Until she gets the opposable thumbs.
Yeah. So, and also, if you want to send us your battle tag or whatnot.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I was thinking about that. Well, we should put our battle tag in the, well, I don't know if you do, but I definitely will put my battle tag in the show notes.
Yeah. I'll put them here and here.
Okay, yeah, battle tag. So yeah, add us if you want to play, and I guess add yours. And yeah, if anyone ever wants to play, let me know.
Yep. All right. Until next time.
Bye.
What does the daisy say? Ding ding.
Think.